China's embassy in Mexico has strongly criticized the United States after a senior American diplomat urged Mexico to help cut reliance on Chinese-made semiconductors. The dispute began when Mark Johnson, the charge d'affaires at the U.S. Embassy in Mexico, told the U.S.-Mexico Semiconductor Forum that Washington would not tolerate dependence on critical technologies from China and that Mexico must play a key role in reducing it. Now, in response, the Chinese embassy called his words coercive, saying they revealed Washington's mindset. It further accused the U.S. of using threats and trade barriers to impose its will, describing the approach as economic bullying. The statement warned that such moves undermine global trade and damage the interests of developing nations, including Mexico. And the sharp language comes at a time of growing trade friction. In fact, earlier this month, the Mexican government announced plans to impose tariffs of up to 50% on cars, steel, textiles, and other products from countries with no trade agreement. The policy, called Plan Mexico, has been presented by President Claudia Sheinbaum as a way to protect jobs and safeguard key industries.
We are proposing a high-level working group to discuss why this decision was made. In nearly 4 years, imports in our country increased by around 83%. Exports also increased, and that is the Mexico plan. What we want is to produce more in Mexico.
China responded by launching an investigation into Mexico's tariffs, and its Commerce Ministry said the review would last 6 months and cover goods such as cars, auto parts, and household appliances. And at the same time, it opened anti-dumping cases into Mexican exports. Mexican officials have defended the measures as legal and within World Trade Organization rules. And Mexico's economy secretary said the tariffs were sovereign decisions aimed at balancing trade rather than provoking duties and disputes.
These decisions are sovereign. They fall within World Trade Organization norms and are designed to balance trade, not to provoke confrontation.
Now the tariff plan is expected to pass in Congress where Sheinbaum's party holds a majority. And the duties would apply to around $52 billion worth of imports, representing nearly 9% of Mexico's total. In fact, Mexico has already raised duties on small e-commerce packages from Chinese platforms, Shine and Temu, setting the rate at 33.5% back in July.
We are always open to reaching an agreement, seeking what benefits Mexico in this framework where we don't reduce imports and avoid circumstances that affect the country. And we have very good relations with China. This is about strengthening our economy.
Chinese car makers have also quickly expanded into Mexico, making up nearly 1/3 of light vehicle sales last year after almost no presence a decade ago. And their rapid growth has unsettled Washington, with President Trump threatening to impose tariffs of up to 250% on Chinese cars assembled in northern Mexico for export to the United States.
Yes, production has been reduced a little due to technical stoppage, and then it affects our pocketbooks and income too much. It affects us in every way because you stop working.
Now, even though China warned that attempts to obstruct its trade would not succeed, the dispute underscores rising tensions over trade and supply chains. And now all eyes are on how Mexico, the U.S., and China will respond in the coming months and what new economic battles might be just around the corner.
Firstpost now available in 9 languages on YouTube. English,
$36 trillion.
French,
Le FMI, comme
German,
Geschäftsführenden Direktor
Hindi,
$30 trillion ka-karjo.
Indonesian,
Pemerintah tanpa pemeriksaan.
Italian,
Sekali radikali.
Japanese,
4 兆ドル以上も
Portuguese,
por causa do próprio balanço patrimonial.
Spanish.
Beautiful bill.
Go to Settings, click on Audio Track and select a language of your choice. Be the first to know what's happening around you in your first language. Firstpost.